Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Destroy Duchenne podcast. My name is Stacy. I'm the founder of the nonprofit organization Destroy Duchenne and the host of the Destroy Duchenne podcast. Today, we have with us a special guest, Ryan Gomez. Welcome, Ryan.
Hi.
So, Ryan, to start off this podcast, I kind of want to introduce you to the audience and let them get to know you better. So, why don't we first start off with your age? How old are you?
I'm 22 years old.
22 years old. And you're where do you live? You live in Fullerton, right?
Yeah, I live in Fullerton, California.
Fullerton, California. Okay, cool. Yeah. So Ryan and I are not too far from each other. And so we see each other throughout the year. It's pretty cool. So Ryan, what have you been up to lately? We've all been on lockdown. So what have you been doing to keep busy?
I've been I'm painting.
Painting?
Yeah, and wanting to spread more awareness while I'm on lockdown.
Yeah, you want to spread more awareness for Duchenne muscular dystrophy?
Yeah, for Duchenne muscular dystrophy.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, we gotta get on that. I have the same mission. I want to spread more awareness too while we're locked down. I think that's productive. So Ryan, so you've been painting. So I know that that's just one of your passions. Why don't you tell us more about art? You know, how did you get into it? What led you to be interested in art? Tell us about that.
So I was interested in art because my sister was doing it. So I decided to try it because I felt like I could paint, and even if I make a mistake, I'm fine with that because art, there's no mistakes in art.
Yeah, okay. I like that. That's I never heard someone say that before, but that's actually really true. You're basically saying like, there's no right way to do it. It's all creative.
And other other people are afraid of drawing, but they truly have never tried to draw. They instead of worrying about that, just paint and be okay, even if you make a mistake.
Even if you make a mistake, do you think that people should try things if they're afraid of it, or even if they're gonna mess up? Do you think they should put themselves out there and still try something?
Yeah, I think they should still try it because they can end up being successful when they do it.
Mm-hmm. And so is that kind of what art has taught you? Is that like there's no
Yeah, there's no mistake, and everyone can do art.
Mm-hmm. So how has doing art, helped you with Duchenne? Has it made, is it a way for you to kind of escape? Has it helped you in any way with Duchenne? Is it like therapeutic?
It's kind of like an exercise, and it makes me feel like since I can't drive or do other things, it makes me feel like I have a purpose, and it's kind of like a job.
Yeah, so it gives you meaning to your life.
Yeah.
And that's cool. What are some of the things you like to draw? So I mean, we could see in the background right here, if you're viewing this, if you're listening to this, so it looks like there's a dog on the left side of Ryan in the background. Is that a dog?
Yeah.
That's a dog, okay. And then on the other side, it looks like that's some houses, right? And a flag maybe. What flag is that?
So that's a Cuban flag, and with bongos.
Oh, with bongo. Oh, okay. So those are not houses, so they're bongo. Okay. So
Yeah.
first tell us, why did you decide to draw the dog, and what gave you the inspiration to draw that?
So it was one of Jeff's friends named
Jeff, your dad, right? Your dad, Jeff.
yeah, one of my dad's friends wanted a painting of a Boston Terrier, so I decided to. First I drew a Boston Terrier for my sister, and the dog is named Riley. So I when I painted that, my dad's friend wanted it, but I wanted to get give that one to my sister, so I did another one.
So you did another one. Okay. All right. And then so what about the other painting? I really like that one. What about the other painting? What made you want to draw the Cuban flag?
Um, I wanted to draw since I'm Cuban, and I like my dad was is Cuban. I have family in Miami, so I like listening to uh, salsa music a lot,
Mm.
Cuban jazz.
Oh, Cuban jazz. Okay. You know, I never listened to Cuban jazz. I've got to look into that. I feel like that would be really interesting. That might sound really good. Is that your favorite type of music then? Cuban jazz, or what's your favorite type of music?
Uh, uh, I like I like to listen to uh, while I'm in the bathroom. I like to listen to Ruben Blades.
Green Blaze. Okay. Is that a specific artist? I'm unfamiliar. Is that an artist or who is that?
Uh,
Or is that a type of music?
it's like an artist from he's Panamanian from Panama,
Hmm.
and they have salsa music there too.
Okay. Okay. All right. So salsa music, Cuban jazz. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Um, what other paintings are you working on right now? Are you currently painting anything new or?
I'm painting of a one uh, Frida Kahlo. She's a artist, and she lived in Mexico City around like the 30s and the 40s.
Mhm.
Uh, she uh, uh, married an artist named Diego Rivera. He's like a muralist.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay. What made you want to draw her? You just feel inspired by her work, or what led you to?
It's actually a friend that I met in my communications class at Fulton College, and he really like when we were on class on Zoom, he really liked my paintings. I got all excited about it, and he wanted to go look at my art once things open.
Okay. Okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. So Ryan, I think it's really interesting what you do with the art. So why don't you tell everybody that you sell the art and then what you do with some of the money?
So I sell the art, and then I give 50% of my proceeds to Destroy Duchenne.
Awesome. Yes. So I think that's really cool. So Ryan, he uses his talent, his skill, to make these paintings, to express his creativity, and then, he sells the art and goes for some pretty good prices. I remember one of the fundraisers we did, and it went some pretty good prices. And then he donates half the proceeds to Destroy the Chain so that we can cure this disease. So I think that's really cool and it's really appreciated. And I think it's really inspirational too that you're using something that you're passionate about to use it um, uh, for the betterment of the world, for the betterment of humanity. It's kind of like me, my passion is business and I really love it. And so, I'm trying to use my passion to, destroy the shame, to use that business knowledge, that passion for business, for the betterment of humanity as well. So Ryan, you mentioned that you communications class. So you're currently taking a communications class. Where are you taking that class at?
I took that class at Fulton College.
Fullerton College. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you taking any other classes, or have taken other classes, or
Uh, uh, so I took that and like a U.S. History class.
U.S. history class?
Yeah, as
Why
well.
why did why did you take that class? Just because, or do you like? Is it interesting to you, or what about it?
I was like part of the general ed.
All part. So it's just a requirement. You had to take it basically.
Yeah.
Any other classes that you want to take or anything that, piques your interest that you want to study?
Um, I was gonna change it to art, but now I'm gonna just leave it as and leave it as film, because film is art as well. And even if I don't get a film job, it's still, there's still lots of, I could use it to for a lot of things.
Definitely, definitely. I definitely think you're right. That film is definitely art. So Ryan, so has Deshane made it harder to paint, or has challenged you to paint, or does it make it more difficult?
It's getting a little bit more difficult, but I have lots of people to help me. And once I get going, I'm able to do it with no problem. Just a
Yeah.
little, just getting a little bit weaker.
How wait what? So how does it make it harder to paint? How does Deshane make it harder to paint?
Because I can't use the easel and lift my arms.
Mm,
Like, and sometimes if I'm since I rest my arm on the canvas, I can get paint all over me.
that's interesting. I mean, yeah, that kind of sucks, but you still get it done, right? You still get the paintings done. They still look great.
Yeah,
So that's what's up. So Ryan, okay, so let's talk about food. We got to talk about food, right?
yeah.
What is your favorite types of food?
I like Indian food and Cuban food and sushi.
Okay, okay. Got any favorite restaurants?
There's a restaurant called a really good Japanese restaurant in Fulton called Corey.
Corey?
Yeah,
Awesome. Okay, so sushi. All right, sushi guy. And you said Cuban food.
yeah.
Um, okay, okay. We got to go out for some food sometime. I know that we're trying to do that, but then coronavirus happened and kind of canceled that plan. But all right. What about TV shows or movies, or you got any favorite TV shows, favorite movies?
Uh, I like Star Wars.
Star Wars. Okay, we got a Star Wars fan. Who's your favorite character?
Um, uh, General Grievous.
How come?
Uh, because he's scary.
Okay, all right. Any TV shows or
I like uh, favorite TV show is Breaking Bad, and
Breaking Bad? Any Breaking
yeah.
Bad fans out there? Nice. Okay. So Breaking Bad and Star Wars. All right, cool, cool, cool. You got any other passions or any interests or things that you like to do?
Another passion is film. I like to mess around and experiment with film, but I haven't been doing it in for a while. But I think it'd be cool to get back into that.
Yeah,
Back
because
into it.
more creative. So you're a really creative guy then.
Yeah.
It's good. That's good. Um, so I want to go ahead and kind of pivot a little bit and um, talk about Deshane specifically. So I kind of wrote down some stuff. Um, so how old were you when you found out that you had Deshane?
I was 3 years old.
3 years old.
Yeah.
And when did you realize? So that was when you're diagnosed. When did you realize that you had Duchenne?
Um, Realized it when my uncle noticed that I was running up the stairs and that I wasn't running like with the rest of my cousins.
Hmm. How old were you at that time?
Uh, when when I was experiencing that,
Yeah, like when you were running up the stairs and you weren't running like with your cousins. How old were you at that time?
probably around 3.
Right around 3.
Yeah.
And how did it make you feel when you realized that you had a disease known as Duchenne?
Um, I, I didn't know how fatal it was, but I did have an idea that my muscles were weaker than the rest of the kids.
Mm. And how'd that make you feel?
Um, it was a little hard, and I got tired easily.
Mm. Yeah, no, I got tired a lot too. Yeah, because it causes muscle weakness, so you get tired, and so you can't run as long as other people or other kids, and playing on the playground and all that stuff. So you mentioned fatality fatality rate. Um, how does that make you feel to know that it's a fatal disease?
Uh, I accept it and just keep living the best I can and enjoy being around family and stuff.
Hmm. So you don't let it get you down. You just accept it and you keep pushing forward in life, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a positive attitude. I think that's the best way to accept it, and there's no point in being negative, right? So I think that's really inspiring that you say that. Um, yeah, I think that's really cool. So for the people that don't know, that Duchenne has a fatal, it's fatal, and most people pass away in their mid 20s. So it's a very serious disease. But yeah, were you fearful or upset at first when you heard the news, or
yeah. And when I was 13, yeah, I kind of cried about hearing that at first because it was just shocking.
shocking that you could die
Yeah,
soon? So it made you cry and you're really
yeah,
upset about it.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, it was an intense emotion for me too, to realize, wow, this is, it's real serious, right? So, but then you
yeah,
kind of got over it and just accepted it. And now you have a more positive outlook on it, right?
yeah.
I think that's good. Um, so how about losing your ability to walk, right? What age were you when you lost your ability to walk?
Uh, uh, so it wasn't part of it, but that wasn't part of the shame, but but other. So I I broke my arm at around 12, then at the age of 13, I stopped walking at the age of 13.
13.
Yeah.
And would that make life more challenging, or what was your reaction to that?
Yeah, I was hard at first because I couldn't do what I mean. I wasn't used to it.
Were you used to it? Did losing your ability to wait make you sad, or did you kind of accept it, or were you positive about, like, how did you take it?
Yeah, I was a little upset because I wanted to walk around.
Yeah, you wanted to walk around.
Yeah, it's more convenient.
Mm.
Yeah,
And yeah, you had to basically adapt to basically your environment, right? You had to do things differently, being in a wheelchair as opposed to being able to walk, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. How about like seeing the other kids, be able to walk and play sports or run and everything? Did that ever kind of get in your head? I know for me it uh, somewhat affected me because I grew up on the football field and I wanted to play football for my dad, but I could never do that. I could never be on a sports team. So, um, did it ever upset you that other kids could walk and you couldn't?
Yeah, like I wanted to climb up my grandma's stairs and they couldn't do that, and I want to do that.
Mm,
Just go to other places that are not easy to reach.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. What what about how about your arms, right? Um, So, Duchenne causes muscle weakness throughout the body. So the arms are muscle too. How has the muscle weakness in your arms affected you and made you feel and all that?
When I also when I eat, it's getting to be harder, and I need to be fed most of the time, and sometimes I try, but it's pretty hard. Getting a lot harder.
Hmm. And how does does that ever bother you, or you know?
Uh, kind of a little bit annoying because every time I need to eat, I have to ask.
Mm. And so like you kind of like need permission to eat type of thing.
Yeah.
I think so. Would you? So this is interesting to me. For me, it's is it more of a frustration than sadness? Like, are you more frustrated about that or more sad about it? For me, it's frustration, but
Uh, kind kind of frustration because when my mom's taking a break to eat, I want to get fat again.
mm. So it's kind of like yeah, it because I know you said the word annoying. You said it's annoying, and so like I would totally agree with you. It's more annoying than anything. Um, you know, having to need help from other people to do basic things, right? Um, so yeah, that's one of the major problems with Duchenne is it really causes a lot of suffering and frustration and challenge in everybody's life that has it. Um, well, how has Destroy Duchenne made you feel?
It made me feel positive, and there have has Shorty Shane has a a a very straightforward goal in mind, like instead of other treatments focusing on actually curing it.
Yeah, actually caring to getting the job done, right?
Yeah,
And so it makes you feel hopeful and inspired and like we can get this done and you like the straightforward, let's just cure the disease altogether and let's not play around with it, but let's just get it completely cured. Let's not put a band-aid on the issue, but let's cure it altogether, right? Let's cure it at its root cause, right?
yeah,
Yeah. um yeah, that's really the goal of the short chain, real straightforward. I like that you say that. That's exactly right. um What do you think you'd be doing if you didn't have Duchenne?
I'd probably be driving around and getting a job.
Getting a job, driving around, doing some wrong stuff. What kind of job do you think you would work?
Right now, I'd probably want to do like uh, a Grubhub or drive a drive like a Uber maybe so I
Uber.
can get out of the house.
Okay. Uber or Grubhub. Okay. I like that. Make some money, drive around, listen to some Cuban jazz in the car, right, while you're driving around.
Yeah,
Um, okay. Um, I like that. I like that. Um, so let's just say that you didn't have Duchenne. Do you think that what would you, so you would probably be doing that. Would you want to have a family? Would you want to get married? Would you want to have kids? Would you want to do anything like that? Like, or have you ever thought about that?
what?
If you didn't have Duchenne, would you want to start a family one day or have kids, get married, anything like that, or
I probably would want to start a family.
start a family?
Hmm.
You like little kids?
I'm okay.
No, you don't like kids?
They're kind of loud.
Okay. Um, do you have any dreams in life or any goals that you want to accomplish?
Um, get my art out and be inspiration and help other people.
Okay, get your art out and be an inspiration to other people. I think it's a good goal. I think it's really, I mean, you just want to be a positive force in the world. I think we need more of that. So, right on, right on. Um, so Ryan, I have a really interesting question for you, right? I have two questions. I want to first start off with the bad, and then we'll go to the good. What do you hate most What do you hate most about Duchenne?
What I hate about most about Duchenne is having a crooked back and not be able to sit straight.
Okay. So that, is that cause you some pain, or why do you hate that?
I thought because I'm afraid of falling because I don't like on things and I want to be able to figure that part out where I don't fall.
Yeah.
That's
So not having that balance, right? You might fall and really hurt yourself, right?
yeah,
Yeah, that's fearful. That's a big fear. The spine surgery, right? That was a big fear of mine. I know some people that have to get it, and a lot of people in the community they fear having to get that spinal surgery. It's real intrusive. It's real invading, and it's scary. I mean, who wants to have a metal rod in their back? So I would agree with you. I think that that's a real big fear that people in the Duchenne community have for sure. Um, Now here's my positive question. Do you think that Duchenne has made you a better person?
yeah, it has.
How so?
Because it makes me encourages me to be able to donate. I wouldn't really think about donating if I didn't have Duchenne.
So it makes you more charitable.
Yeah,
That's inner. I've never heard someone say that. I think that you care more about other people now, is what you're saying, because
yeah,
your suffering and your disease, right?
yeah,
Has it made you better able to deal with adversity that you face in life? Despite,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
How come you think that is?
Um, because together we all need a help. We all can help everybody.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So Ryan, when something else too that I think is really important is that people understand certain things. So about the Shane, what would you want someone to really understand about the Shane? Like, why do you think we need to cure it? What would you want other people to know?
What I want people to know is if we need to cure it because I want to be able to get in the car and be able to drive and go on the airplane without having to do the aisle chair and just walk in the aisle and not have to deal with the aisle chair.
Yeah, so you're saying that you just want to be able to, just walk in the car and walk into the plane without having to, get in the plane with all these, adaptive equipment to get in the plane. You just want to be able to get in and travel the world with your family, your friends. You just want to get in the car and just go out and just be normal, right?
Yeah, without like in the airplane, sometimes I feel like I'm being stared at.
Feel like you're being stared at. Do you ever feel judged because you're in a wheelchair because you have Duchenne?
Um, Sometimes and sometimes not. It depends on the person.
Depends on the person. Okay, okay. And uh, do you mind it? Do you not like getting stared at? I mean,
Uh, I'm fine with that. I kind of ignore and focus on people that are understanding.
okay. So you just kind of like block out the negativity in your life, right?
Yeah,
Just focus on the good. I think that's another attitude that I think is so right. That whether you have Duchenne or not is something that people could use, to make their lives better. It's like you need to focus on the good, not the bad, and block out all that negative uh, energy in your life and just focus on the good energy. Um, so yeah, you're definitely right there. Um, what do you want people to understand though about Duchenne? If there's one thing that you can make them understand, for someone that doesn't have Duchenne, what would that be?
understand that it takes away a lot. It's not just one thing; it's multiple things.
So it doesn't just make you in a wheelchair. It doesn't just cause one thing to be hard in your life. It causes a lot of things to be hard in your life, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome, Ryan. Awesome. That's so true. That's what I want people to know too. Is it's not just a wheelchair. This disease is much worse. This disease is much worse than just being in a wheelchair. Um, yes, definitely. Um, how do you think the disease has impacted your family?
Um, uh, it it makes them they have to do extra stuff like get a wheelchair van and figure out accessible hotels and make sure the restaurants are accessible. That there's no step, even one step can make it. Some people say that it's just one step, but just one step is like 3 steps.
Yeah, because one step you can't get your wheelchair across it, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's just the tiniest thing that can prohibit us from doing things like going to a restaurant. So yeah, that's true. Um, well, Ryan, I think we covered a lot of stuff. Are you excited for a cure? How would you feel if you got cured today? How would that make you feel?
Exciting and that I'm able to do normal things again.
Yeah, do normal things again.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, we got to get that. We got to get that cure. We got to destroy the shame. Uh,
Yeah.
how do you like the slogan "Complete the Cure"? What do you think about that?
It's pretty powerful because it's like just complete the care. It's not working towards the care, it's completing the care.
Exactly. Yes, it's not find the cure; it's complete the cure. It's let's get this thing done. Let's get the job done. Yes, definitely. Um, well, Ryan, we covered a lot of good stuff. Probably gonna have you on the podcast again. Um, is there any last thoughts or any last things that you want viewers to know, or any last thing that you want to talk about before we end this podcast?
Yeah, I'm that that I feel like my art has help is helping the organization move forward.
Yes. Oh, definitely, definitely. Yeah, no. Let's cap on that again. Ryan's art has definitely helped Destroy Duchenne move forward. He's donated over $1,000 to this organization. That's really impressive, for him to go through all the struggle of, not being able to use his arms, but he still paints because he loves to do it, because he wants to express his creativity. Um, and he paints beautiful paintings, and then he sells them for money, uses that money and donates it to Destroy Duchenne so that he could save his life and others and cure this disease, cure this horrific disease. So, no, definitely, Ryan's art has done. Um, it's really impacted the world in more than just one way. It's inspired people, and it is helping Destroy Duchenne move forward towards its goals. So, thank you, Ryan. We appreciate it. Um, so yeah, Ryan, any other last thoughts or is that it?
That's it.
That's it. All right, everybody. Well, this has been the Destroy Duchenne podcast with Ryan Gomez, an amazing, amazing person who paints beautiful paintings and has a lot going on in his life. Loves jazz music. And so you heard today about, how horrific this disease is and why we need to destroy it, why we need to complete the cure. And so go check out, destroyduchenne.org, or go on Instagram, go on Twitter, go on Facebook, LinkedIn, all those good places to stay up to date. But yeah, Ryan, it's been a pleasure to have you on the Destroy Duchenne podcast. And we'll talk again soon. Well, let's end this by both saying complete the cure. Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Complete the cure.
Complete the cure.